This isn't just a cult. This is a cabal. This is an assemblage. This is hurly-burly. This is disquiet. This is poetry. This is fiction. This is reality. This is bedlam. This is a story. This is a song. This is how it started. Moonboy was kicked out of heaven. He couldn't sing. That was the complaint against him. If you asked him, he thought he could, but the others, mostly angels, didn't agree. On a Tuesday morning, a kind of committee of sorts, gathered, and they pushed Moonboy through a hole in the sky and sent him to hell. Moonboy didn't really put up much of a fight. He applied some obligatory begging for forgiveness and promises to do better, but these antics, well, that was just him being accommodating. He was helpful that way. From past experience, he knew that some minor flailing and mustard tears were just the sort of details that would really help them enjoy the moment. Moonboy prided himself on being a team player. You've probably heard of hell. Its earthly name is Vegas, Las Vegas. It's in the United States, Nevada, not New Mexico. It's a big deal. It's shiny. It's unique. You know what I'm talking about. Moonboy landed a job almost immediately upon arrival, literally after tumbling through a layer of some pretty, puffy clouds, followed by a quite spectacular expanse of blue. Moonboy landed relatively softly on his feet in a parking lot. It was the Stardust Lounge. Moonboy could plainly see that because there it was on a giant neon sign. On the adjacent marquee, a singer wanted notice beckoned. Well, that was fortuitous. Moonboy rather liked singing. Without hesitation, he made his way to the front door. It was early morning. The place was basically empty. Moonboy had no problem finding the manager. "Okay, kid. Well, let's hear what you can do. Sing me a couple numbers." Moonboy smiled as he recognized the music that was softly playing through the bar's overhead speakers. The exotic moods of Les Baxter. This was a big hit in heaven. Everybody had a copy. Just then, the next track started up. Moonboy opened his mouth to accompany the instrumental with the first words that he could think of. "We move like cagey tigers. We couldn't get closer than this. The way we walk, the way we talk, the way we stalk, the way we kiss." That went well. So Moonboy followed up with a couple of other numbers he remembered from a cassette tape that he used to listen to in heaven. "Standing on a Beach" by The Cure. The manager liked what he heard and said to come back at 6 and he would introduce him to the pianist. "Oh, and kid, ditch that song about killing an Arab. That's trouble. I don't need any of that around here." In a mere hour, his name had replaced the advert on the marquee. He had 2 shows a night, 6 nights a week. Mondays were his day off. Things were looking pretty good. It was on Mondays that he partook in God's favorite game. That's bowling. 30 East Serene Avenue. Every Monday, Moonboy could be found at Cosmic Assets Bowling Center. This is where he met the daughter of Vegas. Now, The first thing that you would notice about the daughter of Vegas is that she appreciated accessories. What you would learn later, if you were lucky and she allowed you, is that she did not covet the paraphernalia. She was not attached to the accoutrements. They were trappings, after all. She appreciated them for what they were in the moment in which they were available and useful, whether in a practical manner or simply aesthetically. Bandana, replaceable. Bangles, disposable. Crucifix, non-essential. Kitschy keychains, a dime a dozen. Mood ring, dispensable. Tambourine, expendable. Bible, needless. Briefcase, excessive. Handcuffs, removable. Large hoop earrings, superfluous. The daughter of Vegas was very efficient with this philosophy. She was not weighed down by an anxiety in a city often filled with despair. She knew this. It was her power. Although you probably wouldn't have noticed it if you were observing. The daughter of Vegas took an immediate interest in Moonboy when he first showed up at Cosmic Acid's bowling center. It was his aesthetic. White Levi 501s with a basic white t-shirt that was stretched out just a bit in the neck. Its distress looked like it had been designed by a team of tailors of such things. His shoes were dazzling white Converse Chuck Taylors. The rubber toe and the bumper soles were rounded with wear, but looked to have been just removed from a bleach bath. While he was swapping into a pair of size 11 bowling shoes, she casually walked up to him. His hair was ash blonde in the shape of a 1969 Graham Parsons. He smelled of sun. Once he had his shoes on, he just sat at his lane alone, observing the three other bowlers. Mondays are typically slow. The daughter of Vegas monitored his study by periodically glancing over the top of The Myth of Sisyphus. After an hour and a half of observation, Moonboy got up and returned his shoes, having not even touched a ball. Over the course of a few weeks, the daughter of Vegas began to converse with Moonboy while he continued to watch people bowl from his own private unused lane. The daughter of Vegas started the tete-a-tete. Have you opened yourself up to the gentle indifference of the world? After a while, you can get used to anything, replied Moonboy. Where do you stand on burlesque, kitsch, and the retro-modern that has marked the visual identity of an age? One always has exaggerated ideas about what one doesn't know. Having completed his 90 minutes of non-eventful bowling observation, Moonboy began changing shoes. You're new here, aren't you? Asked the daughter of Vegas. Yep, that is factual information. What are you doing now? I'm completely free until 6 p.m. tomorrow, when I will temporarily rent out my bean. Great. Meet me outside in 5 minutes. Just as planned, the daughter of Vegas pulled her 1977 Pontiac Astrea Safari wagon around from the side parking lot. Come on, get in. At 770 Las Vegas Boulevard North, you'll find the Neon Boneyard. From 9 a.m. until 10 p.m., it is open to the public as the Neon Museum. After 10 p.m., it is open to the Daughter of Vegas. In fact, all kinds of places seem to be open to the Daughter of Vegas. There was a place with a bunch of old cigarette vending machines that produced little bits of artwork when you inserted $5. A whole room filled with animatronic mountain lions, bears, and wolves. And of course, there was the Pinball Hall of Fame. This was her town, and she was pleased to give the impeccable slacker a rare private tour. At 6:17, with the sun just coming over the horizon, the daughter of Vegas parked the wagon outside of Vicky's diner. "So what do you think?" she asked Moonboy. "It's..." Moon fumbled with the latch on the glove compartment. "It's... fantastic. It's... unthinkable." "No, it's more than that. It's ridiculous. It's pointless and irrational. It's my home." The daughter of Vegas opened her door and got out of the car. After 2 steps, she turned around, leaned over a bit to make eye contact with Moonboy, who remained seated. "You coming or what?" "I want pancakes." "I need pancakes." Moonboy blinked, watching her return her stride to the entrance. He grabbed the door handle. "It's absurd." Finishing a second glass of chocolate milk, Moonboy looked over at the daughter of Vegas, who was scrolling through her phone. "Why?" he asked. "Why what? Why is this here? Is this normal? All of this? It seems excessive." "No, it's grotesque. But we need something grotesque, absolutely. Have you ever been to Minneapolis?" "No." "Well, because of Minneapolis, Arlington, Winston-Salem, and Reading, Ohio, Las Vegas became a necessity. It's a universal rule of nature, equilibrium. All this absurdity is the counterbalance to all that normality." She emphasized her point with a wave of the fork that had just finished off the short stack. "And you haven't seen anything yet. I kept it all pretty tame tonight. There's so much more." Moonboy slurped the final bit of milk with a straw, craning his neck a bit to look up out the window at the brilliant blue sky. Over the next couple of months, Moonboy made his regular pilgrimage to Cosmic Assets Bowling Center. The routine was the same. He purchased a lane, rented size 11 shoes, and observed others while they bowled. Really, he had no idea why. This is just what he did on Monday nights. It was his custom, and he liked order. Mundane, unexplainable predictability has its solace. It was a lot like heaven. He had become a bit of a fixture. What would the staff think if he didn't show up as usual? They would probably worry. He couldn't do that. No. Plus, there was the daughter of Vegas. He had become accustomed to her as well, and she seemed to enjoy watching him take in the wonders of the city of lost wages and second chances.
Just like two-line Tanya, the girl you thought you ought to, a Roman soldier's daughter with a blank attitude. The gum she snaps just fits with the flavor of her lipstick. Her Spanish boots of leather, such a daft little shrew. We'll always be together. We'll always be together. We'll always be together till the jury finds out. We'll always be together. We'll always be together. We'll always be together till the jury finds out. Here comes my friend Danny. He took my cards, he had me. His hair feathers brightly, and he plays foosball. Sporting a new goatee, sharpened by a straight plea. Almost hopeless in the blink of his prime. We'll always be together. We'll always be together. We'll always be together till the jury finds out. We'll always be together. We'll always be together. We'll always be together till the jury finds out. Wardrobe by the eyes of sanctioned mammoth's lighter as the moon moans and glows in his nose. Living life by sheer faith, not knowing where the light breaks, what sound and spark the dark makes just before dawn. We'll always be together. We'll always be together. We'll always be together till the jury finds out. We'll always be together. We'll always be together. We'll always be together till the jury finds out.
Moonboy glanced over his shoulder for the 7th time in 3 minutes. A group of 4 slammed shots after a strike in lane 8. Moonboy took another peek, this time over his left shoulder. Still nothing. The daughter of Vegas normally sat in a velvet burgundy chair that had the resemblance of a giant clam. Moonboy thought of her as a pearl when he would see her there, but today, for the first time, nothing. He returned his shoes and asked the girl at the counter if she knew where the daughter of Vegas might be. No idea. Her car was not in the parking lot either. Moonboy began retracing their excursions. After 6 hours, Moonboy was standing at the entrance to Vicky's Diner. Nothing. He continued to do this for the next few days. A feeling had grown inside him, something that he had never experienced. The situation seemed out of his control. Things had always been out of his control, but he had never really thought about it. This time, though, this time was different. He wanted to be in control. He wanted to find the daughter of Vegas. With every passing moment, a thought kept growing inside him. A thought he did not desire. Maybe he would never find her. After a week, he stopped going to work. He couldn't enjoy it. He didn't have the time. Day and night, he kept returning to the places where she might be. The Pinball Hall of Fame, Cosmic Assets, Vicky's Diner, repeat. After 2 weeks, Moonboy found himself walking past the Stardust Lounge. His name was no longer on the marquee. What was there, just under the sign, parked and shining in the sun, was a 1977 Pontiac Astir wagon, green with fake wood paneling. As she was walking towards the car, he saw the daughter of Vegas exiting the lounge. "Hey there, you," she said with a smile. "I've been looking for you. I didn't see you at Cosmic Assets. I thought I would try you at work, but they said that you quit. What's going on?" Moonboy was a bit dazed, and she kissed him lightly on his cheek. "Where have you been?" he asked. "Oh, you know, around. You just left. I couldn't find you. I went everywhere. I've been eating every meal for 2 weeks at Vicky's. Where have you been?" Why didn't you tell me you were leaving? The daughter of Vegas was silent. A bemused expression fell upon her face. Moonboy examined her face closely. Of course, she had a good poker face. But Moonboy was a celestial being, was he not? This must provide him some powers of his own. He felt the muscles around his eyes quiver a bit as he attempted to summon an ability he had never used before. It must be there somewhere. If he stared with just the right amount of intensity, at just the right angle, with just the right sum of affection, desire, and craving, if his gaze could convey the depth of despair that would result from a life with her absence, if he could somehow will an instrument that combined his mind, body, and soul, maybe, certainly, he could pierce her armor enough to shine a light to see what was in her heart. Wait. Was it working? What was it? A used sticky note. An unmatched sock. A completed coloring book. A tea light candle. A packet of soy sauce. A dried up bottle of nail polish. A calendar from 4 years ago. A set of earbuds with only one functional channel, an expired Arby's coupon, a cookie cutter, a travel alarm clock, a dead potted plant. Moonboy winced, and he tried to shake off a sudden intense pain in his temples. This was her defense. He breathed deeply. And he fixed his gaze again. There was more. He knew there was more. He needed to get through the clutter. There it is. One small purple plastic unicorn. A slingshot made from a tree branch, a seashell, a concert ticket, a postcard from Kentucky, a drawing of a cat driving a VW bus, a green guitar pick, a metal box of Durkee parsley flakes, a picture of a girl with pigtails standing in a wash tub, guiding it like a gondola down a filled drainage ditch. The pain in his temples lifted, and he felt a warmth in his heart. He sensed that he was maybe floating just a little above the ground, maybe an inch or so. He didn't look down. He continued to steady her. She looked different now. She had a radiance. He kept his gaze on her face, but he thought, maybe she was floating a little off the ground. Maybe an inch or so. A bowling shoe. Size 11. Moonboy. The daughter of Vegas took a step closer and placed her hands on his cheeks. Moonboy, listen. You are a singer and a thinker. You are a ponderer. You are a wonderer and a wanderer. You are, to my knowledge, not a writer. Yet, you are creating outlines for a novel, or maybe it's a screenplay. You are writing a movie in your head. She lowered her hands to hold his. Those thoughts are not reality. I understand. We all do it, especially here. Look around. This place is absurd. It is completely not real. I love that. It's a constant reminder. This is all a dream. This is all a lie. I'm sorry if I worried you. I wasn't inside your head. I didn't know your thoughts. I had some things that I needed to do, so I went and I did them. I'm back now, and I miss you. But who knows? I might leave again. This is unscripted. This is unpredictable. There is no plan. There is only now. This is strange and illogical, and that's just fine. It's actually fantastic. It's amazing. My advice to you, my dear, don't ponder it too much. If you spend too much time thinking about it, you'll miss it. It's gossamer. It's fleeting. Taste it now, or you'll never taste it at all. Moonboy closed his eyes. He smiled. There was an eruption inside him. He blew his top, and he shot out some stars.
Well, if I blow my top, I'll shoot out some stars from outside my neck and straight to your heart. If I blow my top, I'll shoot out some stars from outside my neck and straight to your heart. I sold all the moon, I made love to the stars. My candle burned bright, my heart flickered on. My eyes were in bloom, my breath was like sails. I soared over the moon in a sweet gust of air. If I blow my top, I'll shoot out some stars from outside my neck and straight to your heart. If I blow my top, I'll shoot out some stars from outside my neck and straight to your heart. I soared over the moon, I made love to the stars. My candle burned bright, my heart flickered on. My eyes were in gloom, my breath was like sails as I soared over the moon in a sweet gust of air.
You have been listening to This Isn't Just a Cult, a work of real fiction. This episode was written, narrated, and produced by me, Björ6n Oranj. Over the Moon by the Halcyon Brothers was the inspiration for this story. It is from their fourth album, Set Upon by Satellites, which you can find at Bandcamp, Spotify, Deezer, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and just about any other place that you get your listening pleasures. Check out our show notes for some links. Also featured in this episode was We'll Always Be Together, also by the Halcyon Brothers from the album Set Upon by Satellites. Learn more about this art collective at thisisn'tjustacult.com. This Isn't Just a Cult is a production of Higgins, Turner Higgins, LLC. Subscribing and reviews are greatly appreciated. Hey, just one last thing, and I hope you don't mind me asking, but do you have a large air raid speaker? How about a 1975 Ford LTD? Great. I'm going to send you some instructions with diagrams on how you can mount that speaker directly to the roof of your LTD. follow them closely. You don't want that flying off. Safety first. Then you'll also see an attached map of your general area, about a 25-mile radius actually. Just follow that route with selections from our back catalog on repeat. Blast that from the speaker. You are going to want to do that early in the morning hours, Monday through Thursday, between 2 and 5 a.m., because that's when our research shows that most people are at home. Just drive slowly along the provided route, blasting our podcast. Make sure you yell, "This isn't difficult," every 100 feet or so. Okay, that about sums up this episode. Have a good one. Remember, only you can prevent this world from tail spinning into something completely nasty. Thanks for listening.